This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Coming up on Sunrise, the latest on the Colorado nightclub shooting. We'll hear from one of the people inside the club who helped take down the shooter. Plus,
my response was another good step in righting the wrongs.
Oregon's governor has pardoned more than 47,000 people convicted of minor marijuana crimes. Exactly who qualifies coming up.
and it's an old World War II plane made entirely of wood. It's called the Spruce Goose, an odd name for a plane, right? Well, our Devin Haskins digs into the history in a new edition of What's in a Name. That's coming up at 5:15.
Looking forward to that. Also this morning, we are live at the Pie Spot in Northeast Portland. Doesn't that look good? They are busy bakers this time of year. They're already sold out of their Thanksgiving pre-orders, but they tell us that they're going to have more goodies to hand out tomorrow. Got to be quick, though. It's first come, first serve. They're open from 8 until 8, and then they get the holiday off. They're closing Thursday and Friday. Putting that pumpkin pie in those little cartons to send off to your house. Other specials, listen to this, you guys. Brandy apple crumb. In addition to the pumpkin, they also have caramelized pear. And it all sounds good to me.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm losing focus
I know.
thinking of my Thanksgiving dinner. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll dip back into the Pie Spot in a little bit and check them out. In the meantime, you've got a little weather to talk about.
This is a big day for us. It's going to totally end this weather pattern that for a lot of people has been just horrible for more than a week now. There have been people that have only had highs around 35 degrees for a week that will be warming up. People that have had winds gusting to about 40 miles per hour, literally nearly every single hour of their lives for more than a week. That will be coming to an end today as well. So here we go with the changing weather. Cold front coming in, rain picking up along the coast. So far it's been light stuff. We've seen some light showers in Salem. We're getting into that point where we could start popping some light showers ahead of the main front at any spot. Right now Portland is dry, 42. And then we have the main rain band coming in. It looks like around 10 o'clock or so to Portland, Salem, and Vancouver. Rain at noon, 46 degrees, and the front moves through, and we'll have scattered showers starting to wind down later today at about 48 at 5 o'clock. More on what I think is really a terrific good news weather day in just a moment.
Can't wait to hear it. Thanks, Rod.
Listen, there's video and all kinds of stuff. I don't know if I'm even telling it right. I just know I got into mode and I needed to save my family. And that family was, at that time, everybody in that room.
One of the men who helped take down the Colorado Springs nightclub shooter, recalling then what happened that night. Richard Fierro, a decorated Army veteran, says he and another man tackled and held down the gunman during a lull in the shooting. The alleged shooter, 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldrich, is expected to make his first court appearance in the next couple of days. That, according to the Associated Press. Formal charges have not been filed, but he's potentially looking at 5 charges of murder and another 5 charges of committing a bias crime for killing 5 people and injuring at least 18. He's still in the hospital with unspecified injuries.
That shooting is having a big impact on communities all across the country. Here in Oregon, LGBTQ plus advocates say they're heartbroken and outraged.
But one thing they're not is surprised. Christelle Kumwe spoke with them about those mixed feelings.
Shocked and hurt and saddened and angry and scared.
David Phones says the news of the shooting at Club Q in Colorado Springs, the only LGBTQ club in that city, triggered a wave of emotions.
Because it hits so close to home.
Phones is the owner of Scandals, an LGBTQ plus bar on Southwest Harvey Milk Street in downtown Portland.
They lost their safe place and they maybe never will find that again, and we've tried really hard to be that safe place, and you realize how fragile that can be.
It's terribly sad and really heartbreaking. But unfortunately, it wasn't necessarily a huge shock or surprise.
Blair Stenvik is with Basic Rights Oregon, a statewide advocacy organization.
Even here in Oregon, we're seeing an increase in anti-LGBTQ plus rhetoric. People have to understand that when they increase that violent rhetoric, they're potentially inciting violent acts.
Reports to Oregon's bias crime hotline increased by over 50% in 2021 alone.
And even if the physical spaces where we gather change or get targeted, our community is even stronger than those physical spaces.
Advocates say places like Club Q are important to the LGBTQ plus community.
They know that they'll be affirmed, or they'll be addressed with the right name and pronouns and respected for that identity. It can be really valuable.
I think what places like Scandals bring to the community is a place where you get to be normal, not accepted, but we're normal here. Celebrate the people you love, celebrate the family you have, celebrate love over hate.
Christelle Kumwe, KGW News.
Governor Kate Brown has granted a pardon for simple marijuana offenses here in Oregon. She says that'll impact about 45,000 people convicted for possession of an ounce or less of marijuana prior to the year 2016. The pardon only applies to state-level convictions. Governor Brown is also forgiving more than $14 million in fines and fees. She hopes these pardons will help eliminate barriers for people trying to find a job or housing or educational opportunities. Advocates say it's a step in the right direction, but they add more should be done.
That now the state is generating hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue. We're creating jobs and people are making money off of it. To expunge those past convictions is really common sense, and it's the right thing to do, but it's just the next step in moving forward to do this for more and more people.
The governor's pardons come as she heads into her final weeks in office. Her term ends in January. That's when Governor-elect Tina Kotek will take over.
And here's a look at some of your morning headlines. Check out this aerial video from Portland Police. It's a little hard to make out, but it shows 3 teens getting arrested. They're accused of committing a string of burglaries at marijuana dispensaries in Southeast Portland yesterday morning. Police say the teens used a car to ram the front doors to get inside. You can see the teens trying to get away there, but police tracked them from the air. The teens, all about 14 or 15 years old. Tomorrow at 1 p.m., Moscow police will be holding another news conference on the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. It's been just over a week, and still police have no named suspects. They also have not found a murder weapon. Yesterday, investigators said they'd found a dog unharmed inside the home where the murders took place. Police gave that dog to someone to take care of it. The conference will be live streamed on the Moscow Police Department's YouTube page. Alpenrose is relocating to Clackamas after purchasing Larson's Creamery. The dairy has operated out of Southwest Portland for decades. It announced a possible relocation last year when it came out that developers wanted to make their property into a housing subdivision. Alpenrose plans to shift all operations to the new location. The sale is scheduled to close by the end of next year. And that's a look at some of your Tuesday morning headlines.
Well, the Oregon coast will see king tides this weekend. These are the strongest tides of the year, and they produce dangerous waves. We're talking 8 to 10 feet. This happens during a new moon when the Earth, moon, and sun align, creating the highest gravitational pull on the ocean tides. The next new moon is tomorrow. Officials want visitors to use extra caution if you'll be at the beach over the Thanksgiving holiday.
You can find yourself going out on a jetty, and as the time comes in, you can either be stranded or you can possibly a sneaker wave could be riding on that and sweep you off one of the jetties.
We've seen it before, unfortunately. More king tides will arrive around Christmas time. Those waves are even bigger. They're expected to be as high as 10 to 12 feet.
Wow, expecting those this weekend. What kind of weather are we looking at?
Pretty good overall, really. Except Sunday is different. Sunday is a pretty strong system bringing a lot of rain in, some higher waves because of the wind itself. The sneaker wave beach hazard statement's already being put out by the Weather Service starting for Thanksgiving Day ahead of those king tides. Now, on the flip side, This is something a lot of people look forward to, right? Hotels fill up, people book throughout the year based on wanting to come see these big waves crashing on shore. You just have to keep your distance with the utmost safety in mind while you enjoy the sight. All right, today is a great day because we're going to finally shake up what's been a dry, stagnant weather pattern that has had really a lot of negatives for a lot of people. Here we have the rain solid offshore, light showers moving inland. Here's a closer look at that. Starting to pick up and be more of a steady rain up and down the coast. And at any point now in the valley where you live, you could start seeing a speck of some light rain start to pop. But the main rain event for Portland, Vancouver, and Salem closer to 10 o'clock this morning. All right, here are the early numbers with the cloud cover. We're well above freezing, 38 Salem, 42 in Portland and Kelso. Newport's at 50. It's mostly clear and much colder out east. Bend 27, Baker City's in the teens, and Burns down at 4. Here's Futurecast. This probably is pretty accurate. It's been pretty consistent timeline-wise. So 8:30 this morning, rain slowly starting to pick up in intensity at the coast. Here we come, 10 o'clock hour. Now the main rain band, the heavier rain in the bright colors, starting to approach and move in to the I-5 corridor. Should be at least a good 2 hours of pretty steady heavy rain coming through. This moves the heavy stuff out shortly after noon. That might be too soon, but we'll see. It could be exactly right. And then eventually that moves out. We have scattered showers this afternoon that will come to an end this evening. How much rain we talking about? Could be 8/10 in Lincoln City. Generally a quarter to a half of an inch up and down the I-5 corridor. And I love this graphic. I love these headlines. They're all terrific. All right, east wind comes to an end today as this front comes plowing in. And then we'll be done with the east winds for the foreseeable future. Warmer nights ahead. No more of this freezing, it's so cold crap. That's all going to be gone. You're going to see lows around 40. Cold air in the gorge where it's been cold and cloudy, that gets scoured out. Air quality improves, so the air stagnation advisories get lifted. And we have the comfy Thanksgiving Day temps, and that leads me to your 7-day forecast. All right, 52 today, fog to sun tomorrow, 54, mostly sunny, 56 on Thursday. And then the next widespread rain comes in on Sunday. And real quick, Sunday, that system lowers snow levels down to about 2,000 feet. So that late Sunday, travelers over the Cascades coming back home will need to be prepared for winter conditions over the mountains. That is your forecast.